sound like you're up to no good.
Nope. I wish. I don't know. Maybe I'll go rob a bank or something after this. I don't know.
What if the mood strikes or whatever?
Yeah.
Let me know if you need a getaway car.
Sure. Yeah. You got a new car, so it's like ready to go.
It is, yeah. It's new and it has paper plates on it, so we could just ditch it. I think they could still trace it back to me, but it'll buy us some time to get to Mexico or whatever.
Yeah. Love it. Never thought about this before. Oh, what's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's Erin, by the way.
Oh, yeah. And Nicole. Oh, my gosh. Hi. We were just having
Did I already say that? I don't know.
No, we didn't. We didn't say it. And also, this is Dude That's Fucked Up. Welcome. If it's your first time, we're just, this is going to be a real fun adventure today.
Yeah, we don't actually do crimes, though.
No. Well, I mean, we have-ish, but today is a crime in popular culture.
What we're talking about today just is like, what a treat, what a sad state of affairs for capitalism. I don't know. But before we get to that, do we have any business?
This is going to be a true North crime.
Ooh.
Oh, they'll get it later.
Yeah.
Okay, biz. No. Just the huge, which is we have a Patreon. We're cooking up some extra fun things for Patreon. So in the we're gonna make some announcements. So if you've been considering it, maybe some of the things we have coming up will kind of like tip the scale for you. But we're gonna have like our own Patreon community coming up soon, and we're gonna have another fun kind of like monthly thing that we're going to do. So we won't say what it is yet because we have to let the patrons know first. But we will talk more about it soon.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun in there. We did this month, I should say, we're already doing our content. We've got a Q&A out, which Q&As are just kind of like not really Q&As because
they're hangouts. If someone has a question, that's great, but we don't get a ton of questions, so we just kind of pick topics and have a chat.
Just have a chat. We just have a real, like, very sometimes candid, very intense convo with each other. It's like, so, and it's like much more unedited, I think, than the podcast. We don't edit it at all, I don't think.
No. Sometimes I feel like there's been a few times where I'm like, I was getting a little too free.
Yeah. I really went off, I think, in our bonus episode that we did.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the patron. Check that out if you're so inclined. It's very fun. More content if you just can't get enough, which, wow.
Maybe you can't.
I don't know.
We can't.
I mean, yeah, obviously we're just out here talking our faces off all the time. I don't know.
Truly.
Yeah, I think that's it. Go to our website, dtfupodcast.com.
Yeah. Oh, did we say our Patreon is patreon.com/DTFU podcast, just in case?
There you go.
You could find it on our website, though, so just go there.
You can find anything and everything that you could possibly need on the website. Dare I say there's too much on the website?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's fun.
I think it's fun. I mean, do I also want to post like fun pictures from our youth, stories about our youth, favorite playlist songs from our youth? Like, I want to do all. I just want it to be like, because there's a picture of us from circa 2007 on there, and it's very funny, and like that's the vibe of it, and I just want to like cultivate more like weird, like listen to this playlist and drink a gin and tonic, and it's like you're spending the night dancing with Erin and Nicole.
Oh my god. Speaking of which, last night I was like worn the fuck out, and I was like, I need like a pick-me-up. And I put on a playlist from when we used to go dancing at this like hipster bar. And I fucking danced my face off, and Jack was like, the fuck?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was like bopping around, like drinking wine, like dancing to all the fun songs we used to the weirdest dance moves too.
Oh my God. I know, like weird little side leg. Well, I think they were like old dance moves. Like they were like.
We're doing a lot of shuffling. A lot of
shuffling, like little leg. Yeah, like just I mean, I'd have to I listened to The Cure recently, and I was doing kind of the same thing, and I was like,
oh my God. Oh, you don't have to tell me twice. I think that's what sparked my like, oh, I want to listen to this, so.
Oh, so good.
I think actually it was probably La Tigre. Decepticon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh my
God.
All right.
Anything fucked up for you this week?
Okay, yeah. I just had something earlier I sent you a picture of, which was okay, I was like, you know what? Enough fucking around in 2022. I'm not going to go crazy, but if I want to eat something that, what?
I'm laughing with the picture you sent me.
If I want to eat something I want, that's fine. Like, I'm just going to do it. I don't care. I'm going to try not to go overboard. But one thing that's been kind of on my do not list for a long time from years of dieting and fucking being shitty to myself is ranch dressing. And so, but I love ranch dressing. And also that's one of the ways I eat vegetables. Okay. So it's kind of like, you know what?
Suck it.
Suck it. You want me to eat raw broccoli? I will, but it has to have ranch on it. Like these are the breaks,
Like I'm pretending I am at a cocktail party right now, and I'm having the veggie tray. Okay,
hi, it's Super Bowl Sunday.
I'm having the crudité, like lowbrow crudité with the fucking ranch dip, bitch. Okay.
Hi, I'm at an MLM party. Someone's invited me to. I'm only here for the snacks, and there's fucking homemade ranch, and I am not leaving this table. So I went to Vaughn's today, and I got like a giant thing of like Hidden Valley Ranch powder, and I was like, yeah, I got a little mayonnaise. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home and make this shit. I'm fucking so excited. I'm like I put it in a mason jar, and I was like stirring it, and I think I was too excited and stirring it too hard with a spoon, like a metal spoon.
A little too vigorous.
I fucking blew a hole out of the side of that bitch, and ranch dressing went all over my counter. It exploded. It the hole like came out into my hand, like glass into my hand.
Oh my God.
Like it didn't cut me.
The picture's wild. It's just like a perfect hole in the side of a glass jar.
I know.
With fucking ranch dressing pouring out of it. I was dying.
It smelled so good. And I was so sad because I knew it was a good batch. And I was like, oh no. And
like you had your ratio like perfect. And it looked like a good texture.
It was. There was a little sour cream in there for tang.
Yeah, you got to have it.
I know. And so that went all over the counter. And then I was like, how do I even clean this up? And then I remembered I'm smart, and my dad, and maybe my mom did this too, but I remember my dad cutting paper plates in half and then using those to like scoop. And I was like, yes. And I pulled out a paper plate. I cut it up the middle, and then I used it as like two spatulas. Picked up all the ranch, put it into a trash bag, took it out. It was great. Got all the glass.
I was going to tell you to Zamboni it.
What's that?
Or just like suck it up, or just dip your vegetables in to the counter.
I mean, there was glass in it, so that's the only reason I didn't. But I was like,
fair enough.
I was like, should I save what survived in the jar? And then I was like, no, because what if there's glass in there? I don't know. I just
not worth the risk with a little tiny shard of glass.
I don't want to eat glass.
I don't want you to perforate your intestine.
Me either. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, so anyway, I just whipped up some mayonnaise from scratch after and remade it, and it was fine. It wasn't as good, I don't think, but oh well.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie. Do you have anything fucked up this week?
No, I wanted to just tell you that I had a lovely afternoon going to lunch with you today. It was so delightful.
Me too.
I haven't been out of the house in so long, and Nicole like came and scooped me up, and we walked over to our little like beer garden thing and had some lunch together, and it was real nice. And this is the kind of stuff we do now, because we're trying to get through these shit times.
Oh my God. Yeah. It was so fun. It was so nice to see Jack. I told Pete, like, oh, I felt bad because I feel like we didn't really socialize much, but then it's like, you can't. You just can't. And we socialize all the time anyway. So
yeah. I know. I was thinking that. I was like, God, it's like so hard when I have the kid. I had Damien and Jack, and I'm like, you know, just constantly moving. And so it's like I'm super distracted, but I loved it. It was really nice to get out of the house. So thanks for getting me out of the house.
You're welcome. Anytime.
And so it's not fucked up. It's fun.
It's fun. It was so fun.
That's my fun of the week.
Oh my God. I was going to say too, because Jack is just so funny and was being so cute. And he just gave me the biggest hug when he saw me. He was like, and just
like he couldn't believe it when he saw you.
Yeah. He couldn't believe it. And I picked him up and then he was just like hugging me. It was the sweetest thing. I was like, oh, how are you? And then we just had such a fun lunch and he was seeing all the trucks and like pointing them out and it was getting eating his chicken and like he was so funny and it was very fun, nice, like cool, fun time.
And it was a beautiful day. It was a little
We'll
overcast.
do it again soon.
It's nice. Yeah. Of course. Maybe when Jack's in preschool and goes back to school. Yeah, and I could have only one child to wrangle.
Oh, he's so good. He's such a good kid, though.
He is a good buddy.
He's such like a nice little, sweet little dude.
He is a good buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, I love him. He's great.
Thank you.
Okay.
So what are we talking about today?
Okay. I'm gonna give the segue because I have this thing you haven't seen yet, and it's I had my friend write in. Okay, my friend Sean, shout out to Sean.
What's up, Sean?
Is a friend I met on the internet through like Twitch. He's a Twitch streamer and he's very funny. And we just streamed the other night together. He was living in Canada and we did a snack swap. So
you brought me you brought me the rest of your candy.
I did because it was so much. I had to give half to. I was like, I have to get rid of some of this because we have so much candy from like the holidays still, and oh my God. But I only gave you duplicates, so
thank you. I'm excited for that one. The big whatever. I don't know. Anyway, go on.
I don't know. Okay. Well, it's all so good. Okay, so yes, so my friend Sean was telling me about this story and something I didn't know and that about Canada, and so I'm just gonna read this and then we can talk about what the topic is. And I think it's gonna give a little bit away, but it's just too funny and it's okay. We're not hiding anything, so
no, it's just a segue.
Yeah, there's no big reveal. Okay. Hey, Nicole and Erin, longtime listener, first time caller. Going to Target in Canada was like stepping through the looking glass. I'm from the States and moved to Canada in August 2014 for grad school. I needed some brown dress shoes and was pleased to see that there was a Target not far from my place. I knew from my experience that Target was reliable. No matter the location, it always had a good section of affordably priced stuff that didn't look like total garbage. What can I say? I'm a man of taste.
God bless Target.
I know. Except this Target, and I would find out later, every Target north of 49 was a combination of surrealist anti-capitalist art and the broken dreams of every brand manager.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Walking into that Target was like crossing Checkpoint Charlie and entering East Berlin. Shelves? Actually, literally half empty. It made the rush on toilet paper in the early days of COVID look like child's play.
Oh
Staff? Nowhere to be found. Customers? Never heard of them. Some of the lighting was even flickering. No top 40 music attempted to soothe me as I made my way over to the shoe section, getting more and more weirded the fuck out with every step. I discovered what can only be called a crime against supply chain management. 4 pairs of men's dress shoes. Not 4 styles. 4 pairs of shoes.
Oh my God.
3 of them were black and 1 was brown. And of course, that pair wasn't in my size. Increasingly worried the Stasi were lurking, I hightailed it back to West Berlin and never looked back.
Holy shit, dude.
A few months later, and Target had closed every store in Canada, a fellow named Andrew Burke coordinated a photo project called Abandoned Targets of Canada, which remains accessible on Tumblr. And it's abandonedtargetsofcanada.tumblr.com. Anyway, so this was from my friend Sean. Thank you so much, Sean, for this account. Because when he told me that they didn't have Target until 2013, and that it was a huge failure, like an epic failure.
Yeah,
for business. I was shocked.
It's shocking. It actually is shocking because if you're from the United States, you know and love Target.
Yeah.
It's a place of refuge for many of us.
It's a safe space unless you're Laura. Shout out to Laura, who wrote in with one of our first listener stories and was like accosted by an MLM in Target.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why it's so upsetting when you are accosted by an MLM.
Because it is a safe
person.
Space.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a haven.
Yeah. But it's also very dangerous because it's like you go in there for some, toilet paper and some, cozy socks, and you come out with, face masks, cat food for a cat that you don't even have. You're like, maybe I'll feed the alley cats. I don't know. A blender.
Yeah.
And, kitchen wine, but that's what I go there for anyway. But, it's just like, it's where you go to just like, it's like a treasure hunt, as some have put it. Like your ultimate purpose, you have to put blinders on if you really, really must be in and out. And I think a really upside, if you call it that, of the global pandemic is that you can do the drive up shopping now, where you purchase everything online and then you drive up and you don't step foot in the fucking Target. You just open your trunk and let the person, the Target employee put the shit in your trunk, and you don't even look at anything else.
Yeah.
It's a saving grace for many of us who have no self-control like me.
Oh my God.
So Target, we know in the United States it's a glorious place. It fucking is the best.
How much? Okay, I know like during COVID, all businesses were seeing like lower profits, but like that's got to be hurting Target's business, that pickup.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Because you're not like, how many people are like buying the random shit that they would only buy on the inside?
I know. And that's the thing. Like, you can't, because you're not like walking down the aisles and like seeing like, oh shit, I need, a hibachi girl. Like,
I need a Foo Fighter shirt.
Maybe I'll get this hammock for like the summer. It's like months away, but like I'll just have it, I don't know.
You know what we need? A new rug for the bathroom. A new bathroom rug, but not for the bathroom. It's for the patio. Mm-hmm. What do you think that would be like if we could wipe our feet on this rug outside?
Oh my God. Let me tell you. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I think it's, for me, I love it. So, and it makes me frequent Target more probably than I would, because I'm like, oh, I can just like run and grab this thing really quick instead of like doing a whole thing. Because it's like, otherwise I'm spending, close to $400 every time I walk in there. It's bad. It's really fucking bad. Okay.
I just don't go.
It is too tempting. So
it's too tempting. Yeah. Well, obviously the Target corporation is thriving in the US, like especially based on just my neighbor's deliveries alone. Like she fucking gets like 5 packages a day. I'm not even kidding. I'm like, oh my God, always Target.
This isn't the one that is smoking, is like doing bong rips on the.
No, I don't. She lives in another building.
Oh, she's like
I don't
across
see her
the way.
mail,
I see.
but
okay,
it's probably a lot of bong stuff. I don't know. It's probably a lot of
cough drops.
Vicks Vapor Rub. She's just on that. She has one of those buttons you install from Amazon. You just hit it and it says
Yeah.
Vapo Rub every time she needs it. Okay. Well, obviously Target is a huge company, $72 billion company, but bitch, it ain't no Walmart. They are a global giant. They are valued at $465 billion, and they have stores in 28 countries, which is why a couple years ago, several years ago now, Target saw Canada as a chance to expand and really compete with Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart is one of the most, like, they're like just
everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're like Starbucks or McDonald's. You know,
Yeah.
they're as far as American brands go, they're just like,
and global now.
And global. Well, I mean, an American brand that has become global. They have expanded so successfully in so many countries. Yeah. And Target, you know, is kind of like is a competitor with Walmart. They do the same thing, only better, obviously. But yeah, they thought, Canada, easy pickings. Like we can expand. Like it's right there, easy peasy. Well,
yeah. A weird thing, too, was that Canada technically already had Targets, and I'm using air quotes, prior to 2013, but they weren't actually Targets. They were like role-playing Targets. I don't know like how you would say. They were, it's kind of like, okay, you know those stores, they're like in downtown areas, and you'll see the sign, and it's like Urban Outfitters, and you're like, oh, it's an Urban Outfitters, and then you get closer, and it's a ripoff of Urban Outfitters, and it's actually called Urban Fit Outers or like Keith Urban's Outfitters or some shit. It's like
Keith Urban's.
It's like, wait, this isn't fucking Urban Outfitters. It was kind of like that. And basically Canada had been like fighting trademark usage in around Target. Like, you know, they're trying to figure this out for literal decades because people in Canada had started businesses and were calling it Target and using their trademark logo and, you know, like their coloring scheme or whatever, you know, like getting around it just enough. And so Target was always like embroiled in these lawsuits and shit. But I think that also said to them like, hey, there's a demand here. Like people know that's not the real Target, but they kind of don't care.
But it's like brand recognition, and they're like
brand recognition, yeah. And so they're like, hey, let's see if we could get something started.
Oh yeah, I mean, it makes total sense. Like, everybody knows, like, just from pop culture too, like how much people. Well, I guess not pop culture if you can't really use the trademark logo and stuff, but like people know. People
like Target. It's a well-liked box store.
Like people outside of the U.S., I think, know how much we love our Target here.
I think so. And they like it when they visit, you know.
Well, and that's the thing. Like if you live in like Ontario, Canada, or like somewhere over that's like just over the border and you like come into the U.S. all the time.
Yeah, like Vancouver or something.
People come and visit like over the border and like go to Target to buy stuff. Our British cousins, whenever they come to America, they like pop into Target, buy new clothes and shit because Target like fucking slaps. Like it has like good shit. Totally. They do like these fun like designer collaborations and stuff that are like really cool. And so yeah, it's really very they're on the ball with that kind of shit.
They're on the ball, and people want to be like them, and people want to imitate them, and they do. And fun fact, in Australia, they have Target, but it's fake Target. It's some other company that started Targets. Yeah, and they just like have fake Target there. So it's not the real thing.
I need to see like an example of this.
I know. Oh, yeah, we should look it up after this. But yeah, so this all, you know, was happening, and Canada finally got Target in March of 2013, March 5th. Like 3 locations opened. They were the first locations to open in Target. And yes, 2013. That's how long Canada didn't have Target. All through the 90s? So wild. The 2000s? Where did you buy your Venus razor? It's like You know, it's like, where did you buy your fucking double stuffed Oreos and your fucking Shoals foot pads or whatever? Like,
where did you get a very inexpensive, like, bathing suit?
Yeah.
Like,
a fucking, where are you getting your Joanna Gaines candles?
I know, Magnolia. Come on, man. Like, where are you getting an LED neon light that is like a peace sign? Yes, I bought one of those from Target like last year. Don't worry about it. Where are you getting, your squirt guns for water fights outside in the summertime? Where are you getting your outdoor dining plastic fucking plates and cups and shit?
And we're talking all in one spot, all in the same trip.
Yeah, that's why I almost spend $400 every time I go.
Yeah, and also I want that Boss Babe stationery because I'm not above it. I prefer Boss Bitch, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So, like in 2013, I feel like in the U.S. we were getting excited just to have like the quote unquote new Target open. Like in your city, and it's like then you can go to the fancy one, or you could like have your choice of which one to go to.
Yeah.
And they didn't even have a Target, let alone many Targets. You know what I mean?
No.
Like they were like, we just have 3 now, and we're excited.
That is wild to me. I mean, obviously, like,
yeah,
this is like normal to us, so of course
it's normal.
The crazy thing to me is that it didn't work out, though. It really did not work out. This is a fucking layup, guys. Like,
they fucking
Target Corporation, what the fuck are you doing?
They fucking tripped on their way to that layup, and then someone else tried to save it. Like, someone else tried to, like, rescue it from out of bounds, and then they fucking face planted into the wall. You know what? Like, it's an atrocity.
I can't even, it's just like, I think it was like cockiness of just thinking like, oh yeah, this is like, obviously everybody's like gonna love this and it's gonna be great and no problem.
And like rushing probably. Like this screams just power through it and it'll all work out all over to me.
Yeah, except it very much did not. And it crashed and burned so hard and so quickly that it's actually astonishing. I cannot I was like reading all this shit and I'm just like, I can't believe this. Like, this fucking pisses me off so bad that this, like, what a waste, you know?
Yeah.
So, okay, so this shit crashed and burned really hard for several reasons. And many, this has become like a kind of case study in the following years. Like, it's the autopsy of this has become like a kind of like, there's been like white papers written about like, this is how you fuck up a expansion into another country. Basically, there's many factors. Let's just get into it. The analysts that have like looked into how this became such a big failure see the failure of Target expanding into Canada as a multifaceted fuck up. So there's 3 main reasons though that I could gather reading about this, that it crashed and burned so spectacularly. And those are bad management, poor planning, and misguided and overambitious expectations.
Oh my gosh. So, I was going to say too, also maybe, okay, I don't know if this was the real logo, but when you Google Target Canada, there's like the outer circle of the Target logo, and then inside is the maple leaf, like the Canadian.
Oh, that must just be the corporate logo, like to differentiate between the two.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why does everything from Canada have to have a fucking maple leaf on it? Everybody calm down. This is not the recognition you want. You want that classic, crisp Target logo.
It's a target. Like, it's not a circle around a leaf, okay? It's a bullseye, okay?
It's a bullseye. It's not a fucking leaf in a circle.
No. Talk about a great logo, though. Target has it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you want? It's literal.
Says it all.
So just from the perspective of like the very first example of this being a total, one of the main reasons this was a total fuck up, the bad management. Basically, the rich dudes in charge, like the corporate fucking suits, thought that just because Target whips ass in the US, like it really fucking does, I'm sorry, that it would, they could just translate that into Canada like easily, and that they could just slap a bunch of Targets into these old there was this shopping, I don't know, it was like I don't know if it was like what it's comparable to, but it was called Zellers. And those got like kind of went the way of the dodo, and
they're probably like a Mervyn's or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you're right. It's like an older, kind of, they just kind of got like upside down, and they're like, okay, we're gonna phase this out. And Target bought all these old Zeller locations. And they were like, okay, we're gonna just like convert these buildings into Target stores. We don't have to build new ones. Like, we're gonna save so much money. But unfortunately, they didn't do their due diligence on all this, and a lot of these old Zeller locations didn't do well for good reason. They were located in really shitty areas that were difficult to get to, or had, not good parking, or weren't near anything that, like, there was no hub near it or around it. So, they
were cocky. That's cocky.
Yeah, really cocky. And so, like, they thought they were going to save a ton of money, but what ended up happening is that, like, the traffic that they thought would automatically come just never came. They didn't research the areas that they were putting these Targets into. And also the buildings that they were converting them into were not big enough to accommodate what we know and love about a Target. Like,
that's what makes me think they were like a Mervyn's, or like kind of like a Kohl's, like it's small.
Yeah, it's small. It's like,
it's like one big block, like one big square.
I mean, that is what a Target is, but it's
huge.
It's like these buildings that they were trying to put a Target into, maybe had an awkward entrance, or just like were, in a weird kind of type of building. Yeah. And were like probably a third of the size of what a Target should be, for what it needed to be. Like, we need wide aisles, abundant space for our thick shopping carts, and shelves full of anything and everything you need and don't need. Right?
I just want to say that you wrote thick shopping carts with 2 C's.
Yeah, I mean, how else do you spell thick?
Yeah, no, like it's. So much work and effort goes into the planning phases of opening a new location of a Target, and like making sure
in the U.S.
And I think, like, it's weird. And I think this is one of those things where it was like the timing of old Zellers, which it sounds like Old Yeller to
Zeller.
me. I don't know.
Just put it out of its misery and bulldoze it and put in.
Yeah, we don't need to try and like recuperate it and like bring it back to life. Like,
no, we're not we don't want to ham fist something into something that isn't the same thing. You know what I mean?
It feels like that's what happened a bit.
Totally. Yeah. And they thought they were going to save money, but they didn't by doing this. The leftovers cost the corporation $1.8 billion.
Oh my God. That's what they paid for all the old Zellers locations.
And not to like that's like they didn't do this for every Target that they put in. This is like a lot of the locations, though, were these converted old Zellers.
Like hundreds, right? I mean, what they were planning, this is not ultimately, I don't think, what happened, but they were planning for to open hundreds of stores. And so it was convenient that the Zeller locations existed, and they were like, oh, okay, like, this could work. Maybe it'll save us money in the long run, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, it's like somebody just dropped the ball on like market research, like, completely with each area that they were moving into somehow, and it's pretty gross negligence, honestly. But yeah, so like you're saying, like, so much needs to be known about an area that you put a new Target into, because like it needs to have all of the things going for it. here in the US, a Target store will literally be the anchor of a shopping center. Like that's the main attraction. But in Canada, they just thought that the name recognition alone would be all they needed to bring people in. All they needed for foot traffic was like, here's a Target, go there. But no, when you have Walmart that was already in Canada for like literal decades.
Yeah, reliable.
Like that people already knew Walmart. It was like, and they did their research and they knew how to infiltrate a country basically.
Yeah.
And there was other, comparable type shopping places that Canada already had aside from Walmart that Target would be competing against directly. And it was like they didn't think that they needed to worry about the competition somehow. I don't know. It was bizarre.
Yeah. It was like a very they were just like a very optimistically planning this whole expansion and not really letting reality come to the table. I don't it's like it's interesting. I mean, like so many things went wrong.
Yeah, I think they probably like gassed up all the executives, like whoever was on the team to like go into Canada.
Yeah.
They just, were like, yeah, it's going to be great. We got the deal on these buildings. It's like a fucking used car salesman was like the head of fucking transition into this market. And it was not great. So Target just slopped their shit together and it was so bad. Like when they finally opened, like shelves would be empty and they frequently had unreliable inventory. And this was because they rushed opening so many stores and they did not have the right type of enterprise management software in place to respond to the inventory needs of that particular location. So like one area, maybe it's like closer to a city, they had, they didn't need.
They had like farm equipment.
Yeah. Or if it was closer to a city, maybe they had like, like walking shoes or, stuff like that people like use to get around in a, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right. They didn't have, they just weren't in the know on like what they needed to have in that location for the people. And I don't know if we talk about this later, but like also location in Canada, because it's so spread out, the population isn't as dense in a lot of these places. So I think like from the get-go, they were just in general overexpanding. They should have focused on like flagship stores. Why do you gotta open 125 or whatever? Just open 5 in main areas of, suburbs and see how that goes. Learn from that and then expand. Why does it all have to be in like this fucking 6-month plan?
Like you fucking look at the Electoral College in the US here, and this is how you determine where to like put certain I'm serious. Like they literally like will look at voting history and all kinds of shit when they're researching where to put certain locations. I kid you not.
Yeah.
Listen, this was so fucked up. It was all the inventory was shitty. And I'll be the first to tell you that I'd rather make my own laundry detergent or build my own weighted blanket before I walk into a fucking Walmart. But if Walmart has shelves full of diapers, and it's open till all 24 hours, I'm going to the fucking Walmart before I go to this like crapshoot Target.
Yeah.
Get it? Pun intended. I just made that up on the spot, bitch.
Diaper, crap, get it?
Crapshoot, because you're aiming for a target.
Oh.
But also the diapers, yes. Keep it coming.
I like crapshoot, yeah. Oh, that's
crapshoot. So aside from the inventory fuckery, these repurposed Zellers, like we were talking about, made the shopping experience horrible. They were too small, didn't have the same layout at all. I think their ceilings were probably lower, it sounds like. And from what I could tell from the like that Tumblr account that you were talking about, like Target has fucking nailed it with the layout for shopping. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they do.
It's like IKEA. It's like you just get stuck in there.
But like they know the like how to flow each aisle where everything goes, and you go to a Target and it's like the same layout essentially. You have, if you walk to your right, it's where like the clothes are, and then you weave your way around and it's electronics and books and stuff. And in the middle between all the other stuff, like they have, I think they've done psychological research on how to lay out their store is what I'm saying, to make you spend more money. And it's everything. It's familiar. But they did not even give a fuck about that. I mean, they tried to duplicate it in these like
with what they had.
Yeah. But it wasn't the same. Like it was like markedly different, and like your friend Sean was saying, it was like when he stepped in, it was like, oh, this is weird. I am in the Twilight Zone. This is not right. He felt like it was off.
Yeah. Well, it's like how there's no, like one of the pictures I saw was it looked like maybe the Target, I don't know if it had just opened or was closing. Like this is how bad it was. I don't think it had ceiling panels. It was just kind of like an open ceiling, and it looked like some old, like going out of business, like furniture liquidator. And I was like, oh no.
That's how like Walmarts are though.
I know. I don't shop there. I just can't bring myself to do it.
I will not support that family. They're evil.
I know. I just hate the like fucking anti-gay, like super homophobic, anti-trans. I don't like the way they fucking treat their employees. You can't pay your employees a livable wage. You have so much fucking money.
They're like, I don't know what percentage of their workers are on like government assistance.
Yeah.
Like food stamps.
I know, because they
like,
don't make enough money.
Have to work at least another job.
It's disgusting.
Yeah,
that company is awful. But I will say, if that's what you have in your town, whatever. I don't care. I just have options, so I choose not to shop there. But if that's all you got, that's all you got.
And it's like the same with Amazon too. It's like
if you can find it somewhere else, great. If it's not available anywhere else, because all the mom and pop stores have closed now and it's hard to find shit,
you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do.
Well, yeah. So these repurposed Zellers just like were not cutting it. People walking into these quote unquote new Targets and nothing was familiar, and it was like knockoff bullshit with empty shelves. Like you're like this. But I didn't even hear your friend's story, but it triggered in my mind. Okay, this is fucking Soviet era Target. Like this is depressing as hell. Like if you were to walk into one of these, that is just like the vibe that I got from like reading all of this shit.
And that is not the Target way. It is the exact opposite. Like they want you to spend as much time in there as you possibly can. That's why they fucking slap a Starbucks on it.
That's right. You need that caffeine.
You need that caffeine so you could keep running circles around the perimeter. And I like going to Target because I usually have time. I only go when I have time. Mm-hmm. And I will
just like bob and weave my way.
I'm like touching everything. I'm picking everything up. I'm comparing like, this OXO. Is that? Oh yeah. OXO. That's a brand, right? A kitchen brand. I'll be like, this OXO. Oh, that's what it's called?
Yeah. OXO. Yeah.
I'll be like, this OXO spatula or this OXO spatula. And then I like, they're different weight in my hands. How does this feel? Do I think one would pick up an egg better? And then it's just like, I'm just like luxuriating. It's just like free time to let my brain wander.
And I feel like kind of the same way about Marshalls. This is, I think, what it was. Like the more like experience of walking into a Canada Target was like more like walking into like a Marshalls or like a Home Goods or something like.
Oh no, I don't even think it was that good. It was like
maybe, but it was
like a going out of business Burlington Coat Factory.
And in the like early 90s, 100%. Yeah. Except this was 2013. And like I had said before, Target had failed to, like I was alluding to this, but they really, really dropped the ball on it, like almost purposely. They failed to acquire the sales history of the Zeller stores. They didn't, like I said, they didn't do their due diligence at all. And they were like it was like they're quote unquote flying blind
Yeah.
upon their launch. So they had no idea what they would sell, what they should stock, how much of it. And then the stock that they did have was like not like doing anything for the customers that were coming in. I don't know.
It probably everything had maple leaves on it. Also, okay, Zeller's.
They're like, you guys like this stuff, right? With maple leaves? Like, that's cute, right? That's what Canadians like, no?
Every single cookie, every single chip we've stocked in this Target is maple flavored. It's limited edition. It's only Canadian. It's like, what? They just get over the maple thing, man.
Yeah, they were just like you walk in a Target and you're just like offended by the like it's like
nope.
rude.
Yeah, you gotta nope on out of there.
It's just like it's like, I don't know what even, it's like a Halloween store or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like everything.
That's what these were. It was like November 1st. It's a spirit Halloween.
Yeah, they thought it was like temporary or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my God. It's so awful. Okay, this is very awful to me. Is that, okay, so they didn't have the sales history, but I think they could have survived not having it. The sales. No, it's not sales. It's Zellers.
Sales is a jewelry.
That's jewelry. The sellers information. I think they would have survived if they would have kept the staff on. So this was like a normal, normally when an acquisition like this happens, it's normal to keep the staff on. Like, yeah, like if I don't know, like if a Macy's is buying a Gottschalk's or something, like you would, it's the same kind of idea of a store that's coming in. You keep everyone on. It's not a big deal. It saves time. It saves money. And psychologically, I think the employees will be like, feel more loyal to you because you came in and you're like, hey, we're changing some things, but we want you to come along for the ride. And the bonus is they're already trained, already commuting to that location. However, Target was like, you know what would be great? If everyone would reapply for the job they already have. And then if you are already working here, you're guaranteed an interview, but you're not guaranteed a job.
I think that's the norm for most corporations, unfortunately.
Oh, I don't think it is. For corporations like this.
I think it's a liability issue because they have different policy and procedures than the other whatever.
Okay, but they don't really. Like,
I know.
For like the management, like also, okay, I will say this, like from being in advertising, you lose accounts, you gain accounts. They just fucking move people from old, like you just... It's technically the same job. You know what I mean? Like, it's still a retail job. You're still selling.
Totally. But it's corporate. So they have to, from a corporate perspective, they have to, it's a liability issue, I think, for the corporation, which is bullshit. It's like
bullshit.
What they usually do is like make people like do a whole, like it's actually insane. Like that they make people like redo their like application basically. I mean, like reapply for the job.
Oh my God. I read that it was not the norm. So
yeah, I don't know. Maybe like not in Canada, but I know like everything sucks here in the US as far as like hiring practices go.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah, it's really fucked up.
Ugh.
Well, for corporate jobs where it's like the worker is like a like lower, like they're not low skill. Fuck you, fucking assholes. Like these people, this is just a job. Like, why would you not want to endear an entire staff to your like it's stupid. Like
also,
they really,
you want to spend the time, money, energy to restaff an entire store with the exact same people that were already there or similar. Like, why? I feel like there should be a transition period and you're on like a probation just to make sure you can like do the new skill set, use the new POS, blah, blah, whatever. But like for the most part, I'm sure it's fine. Like, I made such a stink face when I read that because I was very upset.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty.
Yeah. And okay, so let's say that they had all the same people working there, and they had the data from the Zeller's stores. Like, they had Zeller store data, and they were like, okay, cool. Like, we're like starting on a good foot, and we are gonna know everything about this location and what we need. No. Okay, it still would have been bad because it was someone's great idea to bring in the same POS system that they have in the US into Canada. But here's the problem. Canada does not use American currency. And that is what the POS, like the point of sale system, was programmed for. And there was no option within the POS to change it. Like, it had to be reprogrammed. Yeah. And also the inventory details that were in the system. So, like, you know, a lot of the inventory is the same. It's like, we're going to sell this bottle. It's these dimensions, this weight. Like, so you know how to store it and shelve it. Well, that data was also for the US, which uses the imperial measurement system, not the metric system, which is what they use in Canada. So, like, everything was so fucked up, and they had to spend a ton of money to update the software. And I don't even think it was updated correctly because it was glitching the fuck out when they opened. And you said there were inventory problems earlier, and part of it was because this was such a shit show.
Oh, these poor people that actually worked in these Canadian Targets. Like, it must have been so frustrating and
the 3
so
people.
terrible. Yeah.
It sounds like, because they were like, and probably just managers who were like actually getting paid like a decent wage. Everyone else was probably like, no thanks.
No, thank you. Yeah.
I don't want to work here.
Oh my God. Oh.
Well, it was bad. And, you know, they, with all these hiccups, like the people's experience, like Canadians' experience of going to Target, obviously, like my friend Sean wrote, who had been to American ones and like knew what the threshold was.
Yeah. And a lot of Canadians had already been in like regular US Targets and were expecting, like your friend
high
who's
quality.
American.
Yeah.
We're expecting to go into a Target that, you know, and it was so obvious that they just like shat the bed.
They shat the
bed. It's like insulting to Canada to have done this.
And so, you know, that word gets around. People stop shopping there. They start defaulting to Walmart. They're like, you know what? I'm not going to go to the 4 pairs of shoes that I know Target has. I'm going to go to like a regular store that has actual inventory.
Yeah.
And so in January of 2015, Target announced
2015.
This is 2 years later. This is like less than 2 years technically from when they opened in March of 2013. They announced they would be closing all Canadian stores. They were in and out under 2 years. A record.
So fucked up.
It's
like,
so fucked up.
Less time than the pandemic has been around.
Oh my God. They opened like 100 Canadian Targets and closed them all.
Oh my God. How many did they open?
I think like I know their plans were like 136 or something, I want to say. So I think they opened a significant amount in those 2 years, and they just started hemorrhaging money, and it got really bad. And I mean, they
lost in the first year $1 billion, and then the next year another $1 billion. So lost $2 billion within 2 years.
That's just of the operating costs. All in all, $7 billion is what it cost Target to like plan for this expansion, because the plans had been going on since like 2010.
Yeah, because they had to give all these buildings a facelift. Like they did the classic, you know, all of the Zellers like that they did. Yeah. They remodeled, at least on the
new
outside.
Yeah.
And that all cost money. Mm-hmm. And I mean, and putting in new inventory, whatever, and all the shit that they did, restaffing from scratch.
This is not like a small hiccup.
No,
it's a big fucking shart.
I don't even think it's a shart. I think it's a full load, like in the pants, like not just a little skid mark. Like this is like. Ooh.
This is you're at your sibling's wedding and you're in the wedding party and you're standing up there with them. You're like a bridesmaid or a groomsman or whatever, and you're standing up there and it is your time to like say the Lord's Prayer or whatever the fuck people do up there, read Psalms, I don't know. And you think you could squeeze a fart out, and it ends up being you haven't pooped in 7 days, and all of it comes out, and you're on the altar. You just shat the altar.
Yeah, this is like, and you're above everybody, so
and you're above. You're on a stage. You're mic'd.
You're in the Great North, and this everybody could see.
Oh my God, everyone
and it's
sees
being recorded for all time for.
It's being live streamed.
In perpetuity. Yeah.
It's being live streamed to YouTube. Everyone can see it. Everyone can smell it. Everyone heard it.
I mean, this is in the day and age of Twitter, so it's obviously all over Twitter, too.
It's all over Twitter.
It's everywhere.
TikTok, like, this is bad. This is real bad.
You can't escape it. Oh, man. Yeah. So this everybody got fired.
Yeah.
I was wondering, I wasn't, like, saying... Like, did anyone get fired? Like, that wasn't the question I was posing. Like, I mean, like, did anyone get fired, like, of consequence, like, of.
Oh, I don't know. Did you know?
They did midway through. I think they replaced the CEO of like, the Canadian expansion.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter. Like, it was like a freight train of like hot garbage that already like.
Yeah.
That there was no pulling it back, They couldn't throw it in reverse. There was nothing they could do. It was already just like the decisions they made while like starting the expansion caused like it was like they ate like too many taquitos before the wedding. And that was like, it was all they set themselves up for a bad time. So
oh my God.
Yeah,
those Costco taquitos probably too.
Yeah, I'm so good. You can also buy taquitos at Target if you really need.
Harkening back to our microwave one, those taquitos gross in the microwave. I know you can have one in 60 seconds.
Air fryer, baby.
I know, or oven. I would, as a kid, always the oven. I said, turn on the oven, Mom. I'm making taquitos.
Yeah, we're not doing any of that fucking microwave bullshit.
No, it's like you have to wrap them in a wet paper towel. I'm like, ew, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, and they're like somehow the tortilla is like stretchy and like chewy. It's so weird. Yeah, no, we don't do that.
No, we don't do that. I know. Yeah, you had in the notes, did anyone get fired? And I knew what you meant, but I wrote, oh, just everyone.
Yeah, everybody got fired. Yes.
Yeah, they closed all the Targets.
All of the Targets are closed now. Yeah.
Yeah. In Canada, there's no Targets unless it's a knockoff one, like in Australia. Mm-hmm. And Target filed for bankruptcy, and they left approximately 17,000 people, like almost 18,000 people without jobs. They just came in, gave them jobs, left, no jobs. And you better believe Walmart and Lowe's saw that opportunity, and they're like, they just overhauled these stores. I mean, they updated them. These aren't Zellers anymore. They're at least shitty Targets. We can work with that. We're Walmart.
That's the thing about Walmart is like nobody has these expectations. That's the thing. Lower your expectations.
Yeah.
And you could be a Walmart.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And look, they're pretty successful. So is that bad? It depends on if you want to be a piece of shit. But
yeah. Yeah. And so like the Tumblr that you were talking about is really a very good illustration of just like what it looks like and how sad it is that there's no Targets in Canada anymore.
Yeah. It's called abandonedtargetsofcanada.tumblr.com just for if you want to visit it. It's very sad. And really also look like each one I was like, that looks like the one on Bellflower. Oh, that looks like the one on I was like, oh, weird, because they're all the same. It's all
I know. Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. You give it a facelift, just like any plastic surgery, and everybody looks the same.
Oh my God.
Any building can look the same. Oh.
I did get my Dysport injection today, just for a little in the middle, just so I don't look so. Yeah, and also I do want to say Walmart's like not any better than Target. Like it sounds like they're these like business geniuses and like nothing's ever gone wrong. It's like, no, I'm sorry. Walmart tried to expand into Germany. They did the same fucking thing. They fucking shat the bed. There's no Walmarts in Germany now. And so
I think the hubris it takes to go into another country as an American brand and be like, oh, they're going to eat this up because we Americans have the best taste. No, we don't. And like it's especially insulting to Canadians that we just, or not we. I mean, I'm saying like collective we,
right?
Like the Target we.
Okay.
The executives at Target, the people who fucked this up, just didn't think that Canadians were any culturally different than Americans. They're so very, very different. It's an entirely different country. They're right over the border, and we have a lot of similarities, but so much is different about the way they like treat their how people are in their society. Like it's just different. It's just different.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's they speak fucking French in a lot of places in Canada. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's crazy that we just well, I keep saying we, I mean it's crazy that Target went over there, and I'm very disappointed in the leadership of Target in 2013.
Me too. Through 2015.
You know what? I'm just disappointed. It's just a fucking corporation, and this is just such a disaster and such a waste of money. Like $7 billion, like that, the time, money, and energy that could have gone into literally anything else is just so indicative of how fucked up.
Well, and this is the fuck shit. They claim bankruptcy. So all those contractors, all those people that were owed money because of them expanding too fast into Canada probably didn't get paid. And that's the fucked up part. You know what I mean?
It sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
that's it. Yeah. It's
I still love Target, man. I'll
look, they fucked up.
They really fucked up. I really do hope that all those people that facilitated this giant catastrophe no longer is employed by Target. They're probably employed by another corporation where they make, high six figures.
Well,
sorry, Canada.
I know.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
You deserve better.
You deserve better. You deserve a real Target experience.
You do, yeah.
And I'm sorry this happened. But you know what? You guys have a lot of other cool things there, and like healthcare, and
and poutine,
and a hot president guy. I don't know.
Prime Minister.
Is he Prime Minister? Yeah,
isn't he?
Prime Minister. Yeah.
Or. Well, also, isn't Canada part of the British Commonwealth? Are they still like associated? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. It's all very confusing.
You got loonies and toonies. You still use like a shit ton of coins to buy things. Last time I was there, I was like buying fast food with all these fucking coins. I was like, God. All right. Yeah.
Oh,
but
too heavy.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
listen here. You guys follow us on social media.
Yeah. DTFU podcast, all the places.
Understand if you don't.
Yeah, that's fine.
Go on social media right now. It's fair.
Yeah. We're barely on it, but we check it.
We do. Mm-hmm. Go to our website. It's dtfupodcast.com. And hey, stay excellent to yourselves.
And each other.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.